All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. So excited to have you all join us this evening for this question and answer session about the uh, Boys to Kings mentoring program with Kingsley Bangwell. I'm so glad that you can all join. I want to appreciate Madam Jubilee who joined in quite early. Thank you. Would this be Mr. or Mrs. Tolulope? And then I have my good old time friend, Joseph, Mr. Joseph, all the way from the UK, joining us. Glad you could join us tonight. We promise to start the meeting at 8:15. We've taken about 2-3 minutes to wait out. We'll get right into conversations tonight. So let me start one more time by saying thank you for demonstrating trust in me and what we represent by electing to sign up and even register your words for the program. I've been getting a couple of questions, one-on-one chats and all of that. So I thought, let's do this. We will still do a proper welcome orientation for everyone on a day to commencement. So, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So, but for those who are here tonight, I want to take your questions and make clarifications. But just before then, let me spend the next 5 minutes here about to just talk about the Boys to Kings mentoring program. And then after that, I'll be happy to take questions. So it's a 90 days online mentoring program designed to do very, very specific things, 4 specific things. Improve the value set of boys, improve decision-making skills, grow their sense of responsibility, and facilitate better God and faith foundations. This is the 4 pillar of this program: value set, decision-making, responsibility, and then God foundations. And these 4 pillars are personal to me in my journey in life and hope that these are 4 pillars that guide who I am, what I represent today. So why did I start this program? Over the years, I've always been asked to, at individual level, people have always asked me, mentor my boy, mentor my son. Sometimes people bring their son, teenage sons, to come and work in my office, maybe for holiday and all of that. I understand what it, and they will always say, these are people that have known me. I think my son can learn something from you. So it's been there in my heart. Also, it's just always been there that I need to do something for boys. It was so strong in 2016, 2017. I let it go, but it came back again 2 years ago, and then this year it just hits me like, you need to do this thing. I've stalled because of how busy I am and all of that, traveling around the world and all of that. But when God wants you to do something, you get to a point where you know that I got to do this. So this is me saying, God, I am doing it, right? But it's beyond God, I'm doing it. I love this. It comes from my heart. So what is the age bracket we're going to be working with? We started with I wanted to do 11 to 21, but a couple of parents have reached out to say, hey, could you just widen the age bracket? So after a lot of back and forth, I've decided to do that. So it's now 8 to 21. Boys aged 8 to 21. And then we break them into 4, age brackets, which is 8 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 16, and then 17 to 21. Just a little bit of adjustment. And so that in terms of engagement and interactions, we speak to them within the context that is appropriate for them, even if it's the same theme, but how you deliver it, what you share, and all of that will be a bit different. One of the questions a lot of people have asked me is structure. How will the program hold, timing, and all of that? The program will hold twice every month on Saturdays, to be precise. We choose Saturdays because kids are back from school and all of that. Even if they have some weekend activities, there's that flexibility. So we're not interfering with school. So it's Saturdays. Sessions will start 3 p.m. West African time and then run until later in the evening. However, it's according to the grouping. So we will always start every Saturday session with the 8 to 10-year-olds. Their sessions will be at 3 o'clock. Then the 11 to 13, their sessions will be at 4 p.m. The 14 to 16, theirs will be 5:30. And then 17 and above, theirs will be 7 p.m. So we'll share these details when we're starting the program so people know what time their boy is scheduled to be in session with me. We will also create, so let me not go ahead of myself. So that's how, in terms of structure. The program will be commencing on the 14th of September. 14th of September, that's next week, Saturday. But on Friday evening, at about this time, 8 p.m., we will have our induction ceremony, which will be virtual. So we'll spend an hour to just go through the entire program structure with parents and their boys. Everybody will be in that meeting, depending on, irrespective of the age. Everybody will just be in that meeting. I'll just talk through, answer questions, get to know each other and all of that. So that's what will be happening on Friday. An email and WhatsApp will go out on that to happen on Friday, 8 p.m., 13th of September. And then the mentoring session will start proper on 14th, the next day, Saturday. Like I said, the first session will be for, different age brackets. We'll start that segmentation then. So it's going to run for there'll be 6 sessions. If you calculate 2 weeks in September, 2 weeks in October, 2 weeks in November, and then we'll have a closeout activity, closing ceremony on the 1st of December, a Sunday, so a Sunday evening. We are still looking at the numbers. If we have enough community in Abuja, we will do like a physical closeout activity in Abuja, which will be virtual also. If not, we will still just do our closeout ceremony virtually, because from the back end, I'm seeing that we have quite a lot of people outside Abuja, Nigeria, and different parts of the world joining. So at this level, we may leave the physical session out, just do that. All right, so basically this is the core. And then beyond virtual, so when we meet every 2 weeks, we'll have sessions, conversations. It should be interactive. Different things will happen. Then there'll be offline activities. So the offline activities will be based on the theme and the discussion we're having that day. And most of them will be physical activity, that will be fun and exciting for the participants to do. Don't worry, it's going to be something they can do at home and all of that, right? So no tension, no pressure. It's around the things they're already doing, from exercise, sports, reading, things. So we'll be fine around those things, right? A few other things that we'll do within this period, we'll have what we call the faith contacts. So the faith contacts is twice a month. We would have a prayer storm with the boys. Prayer storms will be on Tuesdays, 2 Tuesdays every month. 2 Tuesdays every month. We'll have a prayer storm at 8:15 p.m. for 30 minutes, where we just come on WhatsApp or whatever platform we choose and just pray. And the boys can share prayer points, and then we'll just pray, just build our faith together. We will also have an activity called Time with the King. So each mentee, every boy will have will be entitled to 30 minutes one-on-one session with me in the month of October and November. We'll start that in October and November. So in October, every boy will have a 30-minute slot with me, and then they will also have the same in November. And this slot, they will communicate that and say, I want to have a one-on-one time out with you. We will agree on what works best. Is it Zoom? Is it WhatsApp? Is it a direct call? And where the boy and I have conversations about whatever is in their heart that they want us to talk about, and then we would do that. As I begin to wrap up my general conversation and flow on this structure, so that I can let you ask me questions and all of that. And also, there are suggestions and recommendations, they're welcome. For ease of communication, we're going to have one general WhatsApp group, and then we will now have 8 group WhatsApp groups. So what that means, we'll have just one general WhatsApp group where we can be dropping general information, but we also have the specific segmented WhatsApp group for all the 8 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 15, 16, and then 17 and 21. So that if there are specific things I just want to share in terms of information or tasks or assignments that is age group sensitive, I'll drop it and not disturb everybody in the general group. And if people want to ask questions that is specific to their age group, they ask it in that private group. So we'll do our best to manage the groups. There will be no post moments, and then there will be times that we open the group for comments and conversations so that it doesn't become very, very busy and all of that. Some of the exciting things that will happen is that participants will gain points for different things: signing in on time, participating, doing their take-home assignments, submitting their reports, and all of that, or initiating projects and all of that. There will be points earned for those kind of activities. And a lot of our feedback mechanism with the boys will be via Excel, so that it's easy to manage and all of that. That is basically generally a sense of what the 90 days mentoring program will look like. So in terms of if you miss out a session and all of that, yes, we will have the recorded link for someone to be able to go back and play and watch, listen, and still catch up with whatever activity and tasks that may have been laid out for that week or that season. So this is my quick overview of what this program is going to look like. So at this point, I would open the floor. You're welcome to, if you want to type, if depending on what is best way for you to communicate, if you want to drop something on the chat, or you want to raise your hand and ask question, or you want to unmute and ask question, wherever works for you, please feel free to go ahead, and then let's take questions. We have said this will be a 30-minute session, and I want to work within that time frame so that by 8:45 p.m. we are basically done. All right, thank you. The floor is now open. All right. We have a hand raised. Tony Lopez's hand is up. So please, Ma or Sir, can you go ahead and unmute and ask your question? Ini just joined us. Ini Henshaw, you're welcome. Glad you can join us today. All right, go ahead, Tony Lopez, and ask your question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ma.
Yes, sir. I really want to commend the good work you're doing. It is really, really important in this generation, in this time that we have now. I really want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity. It's something that is really needed.
Thank you.
I'm actually part of those that asked about what time the classes will be holding during that 90 days. Yes. And really, when I heard like twice a month, I don't know. I have my reservations about it, and that's my question. In fact, that's what brought me here tonight.
Yes.
Like, if for children, or I don't know, when we are talking about the maybe older children, like teenagers upward, I feel it could work. But we know for children, they always require repetition, as in repeating things over and over again for those things to stick.
Yeah.
So how effective do you think twice a month will be for those children in
Okay.
mentoring them.
Younger. Okay.
Yes. That's my question, sir.
Question, yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So basically, if you look at the structure, the way the program has been structured, we are actually typically going to be meeting every week. However, so we meet this week for sessions on Saturdays. And then, of course, the sessions will have take-home assignments, take-home tasks. We're going to have a few other things we'll be sharing in terms of other things that will be going on to keep the kids active. So, for instance, we're going to have something like a diary, daily affirmations that the kids need to, participate in on a daily basis. So, there are things they'll be doing to keep them connected and active on the program. There's going to also be a Bible reading program that will be running through the day. So they are participating in all of that. So if we meet on Saturday for our session, the next week, Tuesday, we're meeting to pray, right? So that means we've made contact again that week. Then the next week, we're back again to do our session. And the next week again, we're having a prayer session. So if you look at it, technically, we're meeting every week. However, every week will not be sessions, right? And don't forget that for the younger age bracket, you need to give them content in bite sizes and make it relatable, and then get them to participate and do stuff. So, and we're praying about this also. This is not just a mental activity. There is a very, very prayer spiritual part of this. We are trusting God that the things we want to pass on to the kids, we're very specific about what we want to pass on to them. We're trusting God that through the model and the method we're doing, we'll be able to do that. However, let me also mention that we will be learning along the line. And so as we do this first edition, we would learn what we can learn and see the things we could adjust in the next edition that will be happening, of course, in the first quarter of the year. So your very, very important observation is noted, Ma. And we would actually be getting feedback on the go through the different activities and assignments we're doing. And God will help us to make necessary adjustments where we need to. So thanks for that feedback. I hope this response is helpful. One more time, we'll meet.
Very well, sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, we'll do our best to do that to keep the kids connected. So yes, Iniobon said that I could go over, just the format again. I'll do that, but I think there's a question here. Jubilee said my questions have been answered in your overview, so no questions from me. Can we get discounts for enrolling more than one child? All right. Very interesting question. Yes. I think someone actually reached out. They wanted to register but one child, and they asked for a discount and all of that. So, but at Jubilee, you can reach out to me on that. So then we're happy to look at that. So don't be worried about asking for a discount. The Bible says, ask, it shall be given. So it's perfectly okay. Yeah. Ini had asked me to just summarize again. Yes. So while I'm waiting for any other question, we have about 7 minutes. Someone has just joined us. Will I say it's a Mr. or a Mrs. Igosi? Pardon me, over the next couple of weeks, I will get to know us much better. So, so please, thanks for joining. We also just joining us right now is Anne, Jerry. Yeah, well, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you could join us. So I think it's a good place to quickly go through what I had shared initially. which is that the 90 Days Mentoring Program is a program that is designed to do 4 things. We are particular about the 4 pillars. We want to improve boys' capacities in these 4 areas. Number 1, value sets, the values that our boys are growing with. We want to work around that. We want to work around decision-making skills for boys. We want to work around sense of responsibility and faith foundations. These 4 pillars for us are very, very important. And like I said, these 4 pillars are personal to me. They have shaped what I have become today. On the orientation day, I'll share a little bit of my personal story. Like I tell people, I have no business being where I am, if not for the values that God used to shape my life and put me within certain parameters. And in the work I've done and traveling around the world, I've been to maybe 30 countries or so. When I meet people, and especially men, it's not within a short interaction, you can begin to pick values, sense of responsibility, God factor, and all of that. And it's always different where these foundations are well embedded. And so that's why, and like I said, a lot of people have been bringing their boys to me to work in my office, to intern with me, and all of that. And so it's been there in my heart since 2016 to start a boys program. I'm pretty busy traveling and all of that. And 2 years ago, it came up again very strongly. This year is there. So I'm like, God, I have to do this, right? So I'm doing this because I know God wants me to do it, but I'm doing it also because I love working with young people. Is my passion, is my life. So I love what I'm doing. The age bracket we're going to be working with is 18 to 21. It was initially 11, but some of you have been able to convince us to extend the age bracket to 8. So it's now going to be 8 to 21. And we will break the groups into age appropriate groupings. So 8 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 16, and then 17 to 21 age brackets. And our sessions will happen via Zoom. We'll be starting the program proper on the 14th of September. That is next week, Saturday, 14th of September. However, on Friday, 13th, same time, 8:15 p.m. or 8:15 or 8 p.m. thereabout, we will do our virtual inaugural session where we will be hosting and introducing the program to all our parents, guardians, and participants. It's going to be one big house. Everybody will just sign in, and we will just, get to know each other. I'll introduce the program, talk about myself, connect, and all of that. So we'll do that 1 hour. It will be about 45 minutes, 1 hour, just a get to know you session, and then give a kind of flow outline of how the program will play out. So sessions will happen on Saturdays, and it will be according to the age grouping. So the first group will always be the 8 to 10. Their sessions will usually be at 3 p.m. Then the next group, their session will be at 4 p.m., which is 11 to 13. And then 5:30 will be 14 to 16. And then 7 p.m. will be the 17 to 21. We will have a WhatsApp group, a general WhatsApp group for everyone. We'll be working on that sometime later in the week. And then, but we also have an age-appropriate WhatsApp group so that in terms of sharing information, communicating, there are general information we will drop in the general group, but there are information that is age-specific, we'll drop it in that group also, so that we don't spam people with too many information. Sessions will hold twice every week, starting 14th of September will be the first session. We'll meet twice every week, twice every month, 2 Saturdays every month. We'll meet for 6 weeks for sessions. And then we'll have our closeout activity on Sunday, December 1st, so that the kids can get into exams and people are in Christmas, exam, travel, and all of that. However, we'll also have our prayer storm sessions twice every month on Tuesdays. So the way we've structured it every week we'll have a contact. So Tuesday evenings will be for prayer. The next week, Saturday, will be for session. The next week, Tuesday, prayer. The next week, Saturday, session. So that way we are constantly in touch with everyone and staying connected. During our sessions, there will be interactive session, question and answer, prayer, Bible study, and all of that. And then, but the beneficiaries, the boys will have take-home assignments, and that's where we're going to really depend on parents to work with the boys to do their assignments. There will be rewards and points for those who do their take-home assignments, who participate in the Bible reading, who keep their streak, and all of that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive, and it's going to be rewarding. We are guaranteed that in 90 days, at the end of this 90 days, depending on the pillar your boy feels strongly that they want to work on, you will observe a measurable change. During the 30 days, 90 days program in October and in November, each boy will have one slot, one-on-one session with me for 30 minutes. And that is flexible to the time that is okay for the family and the boy. And during that 30 minutes, it's just I and that boy having conversation about anything from academics to, career, dreams, visions, issues they're grappling with. I'm really looking forward to that. I know God is going to use those one-on-one sessions to also shape quite a lot of things. That's basically it. And someone is asking, what about the parents? What about the parents? Oh, yeah, yes. We'll be having something for parents. I think it's somewhere in the schedule. I think the last, sometime in October, after the third session, I think sometime in October or so, we're going to be having one of the Sundays or so, just have a virtual time with the parents, talk about other things, and then what's been your observation, what's been your experience, get feedback from you and all of that, pray together and all of that. So we'll communicate that session and the dates, but I know it's sometime that last week, I think it's October 20th. I remember it's there in the schedule. It's sometime October 20th. So on the opening induction ceremony on Friday evening, before that, we'll actually share some form of a packet that just explains the program in detail. But on that day, we'll go through it again, take questions, just get everyone on board, everyone, and all of that. And then trust God to go beyond us and shape these boys to become wholesome, kingly men that we'll be proud of. So it's 8:46. I want to thank everyone that's joining this evening. And if there is any other question, fine. Looking at the curriculum topics on the flyer, we'll meet in 2 times in a month, be adequate to cover all, just thinking aloud. Yes, so okay, for teachers or those who have done a little bit of teaching, you will agree with there are different methods and models of teaching. But one of the most effective model of teaching, which is the spiral curriculum of, I think, the UK and America or so, is where you teach in bite sizes with activities and participation of the learners, right? And so, because comprehension for us is important. So even some of the things we put on the flyers and all of that, we may not be able to cover them, but whatever we deal with, we are going to make sure we deal with it well and it's mainstream. So let's not be too bothered about how much we can cover within this first session. Let it be about how well, even if it's whatever topic we deal with, how well we're able to cover it, and then the boys are able to imbibe and apply. For me, that's the end goal. If the boys are able to imbibe very little, but they can practice and there is change we've achieved, that if we did so much, they don't completely understand and they can apply. For those who know me and who followed my work, my life is about application. If you can apply it, then we've actually just wasted time. So we're going to be fine. And just a hint, this is like an introductory part of this. Next year is going to be like a year-long program. So it starts through the year and runs through that way. So what we are doing at this level is to introduce the program, run this first model, and then learn from it also, and then grow. So it promises to be great. Thank you one more time for trusting us. We'll soon be releasing another flyer or video. Please help us talk to your friends that are raising boys. We trust that it will be worth their investment sending their boys to be a part of this. I want to say a big thank you to everyone. Thanks everyone that contributed, and thanks to everyone that was silent and listening. All right, and Madam Irene, my coach, is in the house. She's one mentoring me in this matter. You know, if people know her now, she's been mentoring girls for God knows how long. She's doing this. So she's my coach. She's one putting me through, you know, but glad to have you, madam. All right. We've overshot our time by 5 minutes. I think it's a good time to stop. And we'll keep sending you messages and all of that over the next week. Things will settle up. The WhatsApp group will be created and all of that. Everyone that has completed the form, we've sent you an email with the payment details and thanks. A couple of people have started making their payments. If you haven't got to that email, please send me a WhatsApp. We'll send it again. Thank you so much. Good night and have a blessed week ahead. God bless you. Bye.